This is just what happens in our neighborhood. So we decided that even though we have an option to take a car, we're still gonna take the bus because the bus is always more of an adventure, isn't that right?
It is 100% right.
And we're adventurers. That's why we live here in Queenstown. This is Jack.
Oh, hi!
Jack is an Aussie from Melbourne who arrived in New Zealand 3 years ago after quitting his job in construction where he worked since he was 18.
Yeah, boy!
And I'm Jo. I'm a Canadian from Edmonton who arrived at the end of 2019 after quitting working at a high-risk pregnancy clinic for many years. We both toured New Zealand on separate occasions before finally meeting in January of 2020. The story, briefly summed up, goes like this. Jack and Jo met up the hill working at Coronet Peak.
So if you want to slowly pan in, you just slowly turn it. But that's like more if you just want to shoot it straight in.
Give them a view of those nostrils. They just got together and started traveling. So actually, the way the story really started is that I first laid eyes on Jack on Australia Day when he stumbled past the Red Rock pub and I happened to be having my very first drink with the new crew.
I love it.
The next day we ended up in the elevator together and I cornered him sort of by saying, "Hey, I seen you yesterday." He had wondered if he had embarrassed himself because he couldn't remember what had happened. Celebrating Australia Day and all, you know. I assured him he did. He did embarrass himself. But as the conversation got serious, I broke the ice to say that it was actually an uneventful encounter and I maybe only even seen the back of his head as he walked by. One day after work on our usual drive back down the mountain in the company ute, someone encouraged me to sit in the back of the van with Jack. I felt really nervous, but we got talking about Melbourne, and when I asked him if he knew about Revs, he said he did, and I just have really good memories there, so that made me excited.
Joanna's living her dream. You can even say this, you don't have to say this.
And after that, we breached the subject of YouTube and how we both always wanted to try making videos. Especially once we got to New Zealand, we just wanted to show off how beautiful this country is. And that is when my brain and my heart got working. Over time, Jack invited me out to a nice vegan meal and a ginger beer, which is our favorite Queenstown beverage. We also meant to venture out, but the weather was no good.
Oh!
So we settled on a movie at the theater that also happened to be no good. But I guess two wrongs make a right because we had a great time together. It was then around this time that I decided that I wanted to give my hand a try at vlogging, and I had ordered a used camera off the internet and it had finally arrived. This is weird. I just wanted to show you what my nostrils look like. I never touched the camera much. I haven't filmed in a very long time because I've been so afraid of this camera. I'm scared of my own voice. Like, being in that vulnerable state, I have been afraid to speak. Not long after that, lockdown in New Zealand happened and everyone was housebound for the next month or so.
This message is for all of New Zealand. We are depending on you. Follow the rules and stay home.
I don't get to pet any dogs anymore. What am I gonna do? What are we all gonna do?
Lockdown. Day 1, hour 1. I want to kill these already. Like, comment, subscribe.
It was a challenging time to start a budding new relationship since we were both locked up in separate houses. At the end of lockdown, my housemates, Em and Paddles, who I absolutely adore.
Is that a video? I thought we were just like...
I was so heartbroken when they told me that they were moving out. I have to make a decision about whether I'm gonna stay with my roommates, possibly with people I don't really know. Not really sure what to do. It's only all become real now. So I ended up moving in with Jack.
Oh, so cold.
And it felt a little too soon, but obviously things went well. We finished off the winter season on the mountain and naturally thought to start van life on New Zealand's North Island because neither of us had done it yet. Tell us the story.
You're the narrator.
I'm not.
Yeah.
We're going to get our new home. How do you feel, Jack?
Excited, nervous, all wrapped into a little bundle.
Did it do it? Oh, it's recording.
Oh my god.
By this time, we didn't even start until some ways through our tour. The struggle of starting a YouTube. How are we walking around like this all the time?
And you needed a little, one of those
monkey arms.
gorilla tripod.
So this is why we began without properly introducing ourselves and started with our van tour. We felt like that would be a good introduction. So there it is. That's our story in a nutshell. And I hope you enjoyed that. It was a bit of a whirlwind. And follow us on the adventures of our channel because we have so much more to give and so much more to learn. And we would love to share that with you.
This is Jack, for those who don't know me.
Jack and Joe met up the hill. I don't know. Cut.